Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday Night Race Club. Sorry, had a bit of a delay at the start on my end because of a glitch, apparently. Anyway, we're live now. We got someone else on commentary tonight with me. Matt is here. So, hey, Matt, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I was just trying to figure out what was going on my end. I don't know. I think I had a problem with both the game and Twitch at the same time. It seems to be resolved for the moment and going. So hopefully, no more disruption on that end. Yeah. So we're seeing we've gone about 8 to 9 minutes off of qualifying already, and we got quite a bit of lap times in. So I'm just trying to go through that at the moment to see how the guys are doing on track. All right, so I think at least 75% of our grid have gotten their lap times in so far. Just getting a few stats up on screen on my end. And let's see. So far, we got Grief there holding on to a provisional pole start of 143.5. Not too bad of a time, actually. I think he's the only guy in the 143s at the moment. And we got Dave in second so far at 144.1. So a few tenths up, but still a pretty good time going all the way down. And I think most what we're seeing here is the 145s at the moment. And I think Glowstar got a 147, so I think he'll try to improve on that going through for the next 8.5 minutes that we left have in the session here.
Yeah, it's a very good match. Well, we've gone with 43, over half set clear the rest of the field. So he's looking, Green's looking really strong at the moment, I've got to say.
Yeah, definitely looking strong for a pole position start at the race here. And as you know, Belgium here is not too much of a long run getting around to turn one, so I think that might be helpful for him at least to try and get a good start before getting around to before having the rest of the grid just piling up onto turn one just to get around. And it's usually where we do have a few incidents tend to happen.
Yes, there's a lot of accidents, big accidents. It's going to be
Yeah, that is true because you really can try to be careful and still get taken out of that portion of the track. We did have Sunday Night Race Club do the Belgian Grand Prix Sunday that went by. Did have a pretty good race, I would say, and yeah, just a few minor incidents getting through to turn one, but still everyone still got through pretty well. I think it was, and from what I remember, and it was actually a really good race. So hopefully, with the way this race is going to go, being a 100% race, hopefully everyone is going to be a little bit more cautious getting through turn one and maybe for the entire race because they're going to have to just depend on their pit stop strategy. It's working it through because it's not going to be a 50% most of what we're usually used to with the 100%. They're going to have to just space out their race strategy just a little bit and just work on catching up as much as they can.
yeah, great, great way great tires. Six tires around.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun on my end to watch it as well. I mean, Belgium is not one of my favorite tracks, but yeah, some portions of this track are a lot of fun to drive, and yeah, it's a lot of fun watching the guys drive here as well.
Yeah, sorry, absolutely not. I think he's I think he might. I think he made a mistake. Seems to just let people through to not go on.
Oh yeah, I'm having a look at him there right now. I think yeah, he's just on his outlap, so I guess he is letting everyone get through. I don't think he took any damage off getting off track there, so I think he should be good to go at least for his hot lap.
Yeah, third one.
That's gonna be a validated lap. So I have to try again to see if he's gonna get a better start here or not. So let's see who else we got running. We got Mini Smoke is out of the session so far though, and we got TFFA. I think Jack there. He is on a hot lap here right now and going. He's about to come to the end of that. So let's have a look and see where he's going on the board with this. He only goes 15 so far. It's at 145.9. Not going to be the best of start for him, but maybe he can still have a chance to improve upon that.
Yeah, and people actually Alan up to get that very much. And Alan after that might be second so that's 14th at the moment. But might might take the second half. But he also took two or three
Yeah, definitely you'll be able to help him out if he does get that in. We'll see how that works out. So a few new names for me on the grid at the moment, but still I think majority of the names I'm used to from the first race I did here with TNRC. I did unfortunately miss the second race, but yeah, was happy to get onto this one here. Just about 4.5 minutes left in the qualifying session so far. So with 18 minutes and 20 cars on track, it just goes by very quickly in terms of how fast you're able to get a lap in, because it is quite a busy track all the way through the session with it being so short.
Yeah, and the mistake here they'll be lapping validated. A lot of tarmac runoff areas, and a lot of drivers really tempted because you've got lap. I'm just watching so he's driving now, like I said, last further on in the wings. I'll be touching right.
Yeah, I'm currently following with Loves a Good Lunge here, and quite a name for him. But yeah, I'm just following to see he's just done a purple sector 2, and he's no lap time for him as yet. So I'm just curious to see where he's gonna go on the leaderboard when he finishes his lap, if he's able to finish it without invalidation here.
Yeah, and I will say, very, very good.
All right, and he goes P2 with a 143.6, so that's quite an impressive lap time. And I think it actually might hold for the restart there, getting into that 143 as well. I think it goes to show that we're going to have a pretty interesting start to this race with the lap times being as close and competitive as they are. I think we'll be seeing a lot of cars just very close by. So happy to have you on board with me this week, as I might actually need you to help me follow everything that's going to be happening on track, as it does sometimes get to be a lot, especially with these guys as close as they are with the lap times here at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of 144s.
Yeah. G-Man, he's improving, but at the moment he isn't going to be enough to get but you never know, he might have a really good final section and get himself off.
Yeah, it might actually happen. I'm used to most of the streams. I'm usually doing a lot of really good laps. I'm set to come in on the last 2 minutes of a qualifying session, where everyone just tries to, I don't know, they try to do something very similar to what actually happens in Formula One, where everyone gets the best lap time on the very, very last lap that they attempt during the session.
Yeah.
So far, it's, yeah. Yeah, we are going to see lap times drop off just a little bit, as the track is getting a little bit faster as we go through the session as well. Coming on to the end, so quite a few cars on their out laps right now, so everyone's going to get through, and yeah, they're definitely going to try and get a faster time in. So with Dave not be able to make another time, hopefully he stays in P3 for the start, but we're not sure that's going to go, because anything can happen coming down to this portion of the session.
Yeah, and as the track rubbers in more and more,
Yeah, I'm quite sure we're going to see a lot of cars with drivers just changing positions on grid for the moment, at least, as everyone starts to finish their lap here.
Yeah,
I'm trying to follow with yeah, I'm trying to follow with Boyd right now, and I know Grimmy is right side of him there. Yeah, Grimmy's just gotten started on his lap there as well.
the second up, and there we go. Look like the Renault had it. Both ways of marking. Prix as well.
Yeah, so we're going through that. Yeah, Matt, just have a look at your setting. Just make sure that your audio is be able to come through on my end because I got AMG Reckless on chat saying he's not hearing one of us here. Let me
Okay,
just
I'll keep
let me
that
just
stream
yeah.
for a while.
Let me just have a check on my end as here see what's happening as well.
Yeah, I think I might I think I can hear myself on the stream. Hang on.
Hopefully everything is coming through well there now. I'm not sure, but hopefully everything is coming through well. We didn't get a chance to do a test stream on this, so hopefully it should be coming through on both sides, though. I'm not sure. So I think I see a few times starting to change so far. So I got Dave going at the fifth. Yeah, I think naturally it will be a little bit lower on your end, which is why I did ask you before to raise the volume, but it usually is a bit lower on your end when we're doing a party chat on one comms or a stream on one side. It usually tends to go that way.
Okay, I'll put it up as high as I can, so.
All right, so that's our qualifying results. Let's have a look at what we got. So we got Grief starting in P1, and Loves to Goodland starting P2. We got Marcus starting in third. I got Request starting fourth. Dave is going to be fifth. And I got Lord in sixth, Exo in seventh, Grimmy in eighth, Alan starting in ninth, Ravencow starting 10th, TFF starting 11th, Smitty in 12th, Sternface in 13th, Board in 14th, and TFFA Jack in 15th. I got Rabsy 16th, Wilco in 17th, Dizzle in 18th, and G-Man there in 19th. And Mini Smoke, he didn't make a lap time, well, he didn't make any lap time in, so he's going to be starting down there in 20th, at least for the start. Hopefully everything goes through.
There's only about 2.5 seconds between the whole field, so that's going to be. Like you said, it's all about 3 seconds covering the whole field, so yeah, it's going to be a close race, as you said.
Yeah, I think it should be really close on the start. It does look a bit cloudy as we're getting to the race start here right now. So I'm not sure if we're supposed to be having some rain in this session or not. Hopefully not, because yeah, hopefully we're just having a dry race. But we'll see how that goes as everyone should be getting ready in just a bit as they're selecting their setups and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I mean, rain always does liven up a little bit. I personally, I love a bit of rain when I'm commentating. It does make it a bit more exciting. So, but like I said, it is looking dark out there. So, who knows? I mean, we might get a little bit of rain, spice things up a little bit. It'd be very similar to what we did on Sunday if it did start raining through the race.
Yeah, it does usually make the races a little bit fun, but we'll see how that goes. If the rain does decide to come down at any point in this race. Alright, so I think we should be getting started in just a bit. We're just gonna wait for everyone to get that ready.
what you said about strategy earlier, if it is going to rain in the race, they will just need to just adjust what they can on their setups because it's completely different around here. If you get corners like Eau Rouge, for example, flat out in the dry, but in the wet, it's so easy just to spin out up there. So they probably will be just adjusting what they can if there is going to be any rain through the race. They'll guarantee the weather report, of course. We can't, unfortunately, where we are, but yeah, hopefully they will be able to do the necessary changes that they want for wet conditions.
Yeah, unfortunately for that, we're not able to see what the weather conditions are like from our end, but drivers are able to see that. So hopefully, um, maybe someone will let us know what's happening before we get started.
So apparently drive the whole race, apparently. So
Yeah, I'm just having a look
that's
at that.
actually quite a big relief to a lot of the drivers out there. I know a lot of them don't like driving in the rain, so well, certainly my experience, they don't anyway. So hopefully for them, it's going to be dry the whole race.
I see the guys saying it's just going to be a bit cloudy, that's all. So it should just be dry throughout. But I'm not sure how track temperature is going to be. It might be a little bit less than usual. So they'll have to probably be a bit careful with that as well. Yes, they said it's going to be cloudy through the session, but just no rain.
Right, I'm just going to try leaving the party. Can you invite me back to the party in a second? So that might be the issue.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so we got everyone getting started on the formation lap right now. So just to get tires warmed up and I guess brings up the temperature and whatnot to get around the track. So it's going to be a bit cloudy for the entire, I guess for most of the session, for the race session. But I don't think we're going to be having any rain according to weather reports that I just got from a driver. So yeah, so hopefully no rain through the session. At least I'm not sure if everyone brought a wet setup to this weekend. So yeah, we got two Renaults starting. P1, P2 should be a good start for them if they can actually keep that through to the end of the recession and get some points on that end. So we're gonna have a look at that to see what that works out for them.
Yes, definitely. And keep an eye out on those at the back. I think we need Smokey for the
Yeah, definitely. So,
I'll keep an eye on him throughout the race.
yeah, definitely. So, because we're gonna have few of the back drivers there. They're definitely gonna be getting up quite a few positions on this race. Start getting through. As we know, some of the guys are gonna take it wide around third one, and some of them are gonna push for an inside move, maybe to get up a few positions and whatnot, and then get on through the straight after that. So we'll have to keep an eye at least on the front half and the back half of the grid to see how everyone gets away.
Definitely, and it's a one or two stop race as well, depending on what tyres on the front. That's like, we've got anyone perform backwards on the mediums, apart from Bradford. But the medium tyres, from what it looks like, if they can get on those, it could be a one-stop substitute. Those on the softs will probably do wear out quite quickly. It'll be two-stop.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a two-stop for those on the softs. Those mediums, they're going to have to push it quite a bit and maybe just go onto the hards. Just trying to make it a one-stop, maybe save themselves some time by saving themselves from a pit stop. Of course, we know things tend to change in the race, especially when we do have a safety car happen. Because I know some of these guys might be expecting that to happen at some point in the race or the other. And, they do take advantage and have to just switch their whole race strategy around based on the safety car just to take a pit stop there or not. Because that sometimes just changes the entire aspect of the race.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we do. We had one on Sunday. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep an eye out on how that actually works out here. Because I think even if we don't have a safety car, definitely we might be having maybe at least one or two VSCs, if not a full-on safety car. But I think just something you said me, we might be having a safety car in this race. I'm not sure how early in the race, but there might be one happening at some point. So we'll see how that goes. Incidents are just very difficult sometimes to avoid, even though drivers are as careful as they can be. And I think we're about to get started here now.
There was one if I wasn't mistaken, fell on the head about how slow he was going.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna get on started now. And let's see how the front of the grid gets away. So both Renaults in front. I'm not sure how much they're going to be fighting each other to get through to turn one. They seem to be going a bit side by side into it. And yeah, Grieve gets away pretty well out in front. We got some contact already out in front. I think it was between the two Renaults because Loves a Good Lunch is already down to P3. Marcus has gone up to P2 and he's still trying to get by at the moment. Did take some damage off of that. Goes wide a bit. And yeah, still getting through pretty well though. I did expect he might have fallen down a few positions more. And I got quite a few more cars going side by side, still through in the midfield and going through, but no incidents so far. Everyone seems to be getting by pretty well. I think they're starting to get the space, so by at least there's about 2 tenths between them each, and running with that at the moment. Yeah, he's got yeah, definitely he's gonna have some problems. That's a lot of front wing gone from him. So he's going to be trying to get back at the pace of safety as he can there right now. He's going to be losing a lot of positions with that as well. Oh, we got some issues. Something's happened. Two drivers are out, and I'm not. I kind of missed that incident. I'm not even sure how that happened. Yeah, but they're out at the back. I think that was just too many cars getting up inside of each other at the moment happening there, because I was trying to get down to that point just before it happened. The briefing car and Lord, they're out of the race. Unfortunate for them. That's going to be a full safety car. So as I said, we weren't sure how early a safety car was going to happen, but yeah, it's already happened here now, and most of the cars were getting around to the pit entry. So we got a few drivers in the pits at the moment, especially with a few drivers having damages from the start of the race. So they're going to get that repaired and probably change on to a new set of tires as they're in there, but they're going to have to just choose what tires to go on, and that's going to be quite a split-second decision, especially with this point in the race.
So I don't know.
Yes, we're just having a look. I'm just trying to bring up position changes so at least viewers can have a look at what exactly happened at the start. We got Diesel gained about 10 positions from the start of this race so far, which is the most gain for at least for the moment.
Damage, but
Uh, Yeah, I don't think I think the tire temperature was just not up to there because remember it is a bit cloudy. It does affect the track temperature a bit as well. So it just probably takes a bit for those tires to get up to temperature. Maybe just push a bit too hard on them, and yeah, they weren't ready to for that kind of paces yet. But he should be get going again here. He doesn't seem to have any damage. He seems to be okay so far. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, as this we said, the safety car does change things up a bit with that happening. At least four drivers and you took pit stops during that, especially because they have damages mostly. But yeah, it does change up the race quite a bit in terms of how many position drivers are able to move up. And yeah, they're going to have to figure out what sort of strategy they're going to work on in terms of keeping that position throughout the race here now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past him, but he's going to have to just manage those tires as well as he can because if he does push too hard, then they're probably going to give up coming close to the end of the race. So he's going to have to be a bit careful with them as well in terms of how much he's going to push with those tires going through. But yeah, he could be on for a pretty good strategy going with that. I think it's just Grief there in front and someone else who didn't change positions. Yeah, with Bird in 14. They're the only two drivers who kept their positions from the race start up to this point coming behind the safety car. Yeah, they did get through pretty well from turn one. So it's usually this one point in the race where you expect there to be, major contact and a lot of damages and just cars going way too wide and that sort of stuff. A lot of front wings and a lot of debris on track, which usually tends to cause either a VSC or a full safety car, depending on how much debris is on track. But we didn't have that happen. So just an incident a little bit further into the lap. So just I'm not sure if that was a racing incident or if someone was at fault. But we're quite sure they will be reporting that into the end of the race, and the stewards will deal with that accordingly. So we're going to have to take that into too much consideration for what exactly happened there. Yeah, I think Griff is trying to keep a bit of a gap on Marcus there, but I think Marcus is going to try to keep as close as he can because I'm not sure if he's going to be on this lap coming up if we're going to get back race. I'm just waiting for the safety car to get past into sector 3 so I can have a look to see if race control is going to give us that info at this point or not. Alright, so there we have it. Yeah, we're going to get back racing going into lap 4. So I'm quite sure these two are going to be keeping as close as they can in front here to each other. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm quite sure Griff is going to try as best as he can to get by here now, and let's see how that goes as they're going across the line and back racing again. And I see Requaz is trying to get in on that battle in front as well as close as he can, but I think he might have to be a bit careful as well going through. I think everyone is getting through pretty well so far. I don't see any incidents. I know a few cars are going side by side getting through the first few corners at the moment here.
Another change in front wing.
Yeah, so far for that restart, we got Requaz getting up into second here now, and Alan Dung just behind him in third coming up as well. So Marcus lost a few positions down to fourth and with a penalty at the moment, so not a great restart on him there, but obviously he's going to have to try to catch it back up as much as he can. Grief out front getting a pretty good start, 1.2 seconds out already, trying to keep everyone out of his range, if only we do have DRS getting back online pretty soon. Yeah, I think our gap down in the midfield is a lot closer than what's happening out front. Out front, I think the guys are starting to build a bit of a gap on each other. Marcus is trying to catch up as much as he can to Allen. They're trying to get back some positions as much as he can, and he's currently dealing with that penalty as well. I haven't had a look to see if it's a 5-second or not, and let's just have a look at that quickly as we're going through. Yeah, honestly, it says a 3-second penalty, so probably just for track limits, which is why he got that penalty for a bit there, and this will got a 3-second there as well to work with, so they're gonna have to deal with that as they go on through. So let's see what's happening down in midfield just a bit as I'm going through these drivers one by one. So I'm still following Marcus. He's getting very close to Allen right now and really trying to keep up with him, and hopefully he's able to get up a position, and not close enough to actually pull up and overtake as yet, but I think he's working his way up to that as we go through. I think it's the one thing you really don't want to be doing, sticking your teammate out of the race, because it's really going to hurt the team in terms of the constructors at this point. Just do need to get both cars finishing, especially I know the drivers might be fighting each other for positions here as well because they're worried about the Drivers' Championship just being on the third race in the season so far and going. They really want to get as much points for themselves, but they still do have to think about the team overall in terms of getting that constructors points. We got Griff running pretty well out front. He's about 2.7 seconds away, and he's got the fastest lap in the race so far, so he's running pretty well. Requaz there in second. He's trying to catch up, but Allen running in third just behind him. So a bit of a gap between the, at least the top three cars, and Marcus has still about that half a second gap behind Allen at the moment. We got TFF in fifth. He's about half a second behind as well. And I'm just following with, currently I'm following with Dizzle and Smith to see how close they were, but that gap is about to go over a second, and they're still trying to keep up with each other as much as they can. Grimmy there, on the other hand, getting very close to G-Man, who is in 11th. Definitely so. Grimmy just went past G-Man there, so he's taken over 11. That's put him down to 12 now. Bird is going behind them as well, so I think he's trying to keep up between that battle as much as he can. But yeah, Grimmy up one position, had a pretty clean overtake to get that spot as well.
Yeah,
That's Wilco out. That's in sector 2. He's off.
Yeah, he's third, I think. I'm just riding on board.
Oh no, it's already gone. I'm not able to see it.
Yeah, I think he put third inside.
Yeah, I think that should be cleared up pretty quickly. Then we should be getting back racing within about half a lap's time, so that should be fine. I think we're already back to go. Yeah, that was actually pretty quick. Yeah, so we're. Oh, so pretty good racing there, and we got TFF coming behind him as well. He was pretty close behind, but yeah, he kept just a look on, not try to force himself through as well, as I know some drivers would tend to do that. I think there's an issue with either Dave or another car. What I'm having a look in sector 1. I'm not sure who was that. So there was a car off in sector 1 for some reason there. I'm trying to figure out who that was. Oh, and he's going to have to serve that way after this safety car is over, so that's going to cost him here a bit now. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly caused this safety car on that there. Yeah, that. I think he was. I think he was the car where the caused that safety car there. I think he was off in sector 1. Yeah, I did think I think it was the car off in sector 1. That car there. I think he lost it on the curb getting off the rouge or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, definitely. So I think they're all taking advantage of this safety car as much as they can here right now. But Marcus with that drive-through penalty, I'm not sure how much that's going to hamper his race, because we're going to have a look and see how much positions he's going to drop down on in terms of when he does decide to be able to take that actually. Because no, he can't be able to take it right now. Penalties as they are just 3 seconds or run. Yeah, I think he's gonna have all the way at the back, as everyone's gonna get by with everyone getting so close. It's the one horrible thing about having a drive-through penalty just before or during a safety car is that you have to serve it just after, and it just drops you right to the back of the field and just just ruins the race that you had going, especially even if you're running all the way in P1. He's currently P2 and running, so he's actually up in a pretty good position there.
I think that's what 10 to 12 laps. Lord Richards has done it, so has Alan as well. And they can be looking last much longer.
Yeah, because we do. Yeah. We got about 7 drivers still yet to make their mandatory pit stops here. They're going to have to do it at some point. And it doesn't look like they're going to do it under the safety car here, so they're still going to push through the tires as much as they can right now. Especially the fact that we still got Griff running on those softs, so he's really pushing on them, and we'll see at what point he decides to take his pit stop and yeah, work with that, because I'm not sure how far he's planning to actually push those soft tires to go, because at some point they will start to go off on him.
Yeah, I mean, the resource actually did have that as well. So far, the show's on the safety car, so go a little bit further.
Yeah, because it is actually being saved a bit under the safety car. This is the second safety car running, so at least put it about 2 to 2.5 laps at least under each safety car. He's saving those tires just a little bit by running a lot slower with them. So that's gonna actually be able to make him push him a little bit further into the race. And I'm not sure. Do you think it's possible for him to pull off a one stop with those softs if he push himself far enough and just go into the hards afterwards?
Essentially, yeah, I mean, what's like, very quick. But sometimes when they have a situation like this, they've already done at least half their like, way.
Yeah, I know the season on the soft tires as well. So we'll see how that strategy works out for the two of them as they continue on. What exactly Grief is planning as his strategy here, because I'm not sure what he's going to be doing, if he's going to be pushing for that one stop or not. But we'll see how that works out for him. Marcus, there will know he's going to be taking the drive-through penalty after the safety car. That's going to cost him a bit in the race, and that's going to move Diesel up at least into second, and Smitty and Sternface all they're moving up a bit. We still had a few more cars, so you have to make pit stops as well. So we'll see how the back of the grid deals with that as they decide to go in, and they'll have to do that a little bit after the safety car.
It's all gone. So yeah, I can't see those soft tires. Too bad at the moment. But I know he's going to be long.
Alright, so here we have them going again, and we got Grief already getting a pretty good start, getting out in front already with a bit of a gap and getting on. So he's in a bit of a clear air and going. Want to keep an eye on the rest of the grid as they do get on through to see what's happening. I don't think anyone's having any incidents so far.
Like Alan's got past today.
Yeah, just keep a look on them as there as well. Sternface even gotten up on Smitty there as well, up in front. So let's have a look if that's going to be switching back, as Smitty is actually still very close. And he has his teammate Grimmy coming just behind there as well. So 2 Haas coming up on Sternface there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see some debris flying off, so I assume that was from the Williams there. We got G-Man keeping very close to all this, so let's see if he's able to get back that position or not. Dave's trying to get a back position there as well. He's trying to catch back to them, but not able to at the moment. Still a bit off. And gap on front seems to be going pretty well, so Grief getting by pretty well out in front for about 2 seconds. Marcus still has to do that drive through penalty, so that's going to give Grief a bit more of a gap to work with behind him when Marcus does go through the drive through penalty.
Yeah, and
And that bird just went past Grimmy there. He's taking up 6th place now. That's puts Grimmy down to 7th. I think Grimmy is actually still pretty close by though, still trying to get up back to that position if he can. But I think he might be, he's already lost a 10th.
very, very close.
Oh, and I think I see where he's out. That's a virtual safety car. Trying to follow with Alan to see. Yeah, there he is. And yeah, I think Marcus decided to take his drive-through penalty during that VSC, so hopefully saving him maybe a little bit of time. I'm not sure. Yeah, he took it. Oh, he's only pitting. Oh, so he's still gonna have to do it. He has Allen about 31 seconds behind him, but he's catching up there right now. So hopefully that time difference allows him, yeah. And that's going to put Dizzle up into the lead of the race there now. So this quite really is changing a lot of things in the race at the moment. So let's have a look on a few things here to see what's happening. So Dizzle so far, he's gained 16 positions in the race and he's still yet to make a pit stop. So he's going to have to make a pit stop with Grief as well. So is Sternface, Smitty and Bird as well. Of course, this is going to put all of them up a position, but Grief having the drive-through penalty, that's going to hurt him either way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a pretty good driver, always getting up a few positions in the race, and yeah, doing pretty well. So let's see how this works out for him. He does have a penalty to work with, but I think it's just a 3-second penalty. Yeah, it is. So that's not too much for him to worry about at the moment. I think he's going to be looking forward to getting up and leading the race for a bit at least, until he does take his pit stop. Oh, Smitty is out. Smitty is out on the pit straight. And that happened on the pit straight there, yeah. I think that one was unavoidable, yeah. I don't think it will. No, as long as it's on the safety car, it's not going to be counted. I think Grief served his drive-through there on that just before that safety car happened, I think. So yeah, he got away with it, but unfortunately Marcus did not, as he was way further down at the back. So still gonna have to work through that as yet.
Yeah, and
Uh,
really if it's something anyway, time, it's going to take some time, so you'll need to find it, right? And
yeah, I think it might be sensible for him to actually take a pit stop at this point rather than just after the safety car, which is really going to cost him way more positions either way. So I think let's see if he's actually going to do that on this occasion. I'm following on board with him here right now to see what his decision is going to be as he's getting very close to that pit entrance there right now, about to go around.
and the leader
No, he's carried on. He's not pitting. So we're gonna see how that works out for them either way, because I think that they have their reasons why they're choosing their strategies at the moment. So Sternfist continues to lead now with Grimmy now in second. We got Request now in third. So the grid has really changed quite a bit, especially from the starter that we had happening here.
They start, yes, so Thursday starts at 13, Really starts at 8, and they're now in stop. He maybe will probably do something again. He's
Anyway, overall so far, I think we've lost, let's see, about 6 cars out of the race so far from 20 of them. Still about 14 to go through, and we haven't gotten to that halfway point of the races yet, so still a lot to happen in the race. Just a few cars with penalties at the moment, and they have to work on dealing with that. Especially with a 5-second penalty, you're going to have to just do it under the pit stop, but let's have a look at that again to see what's happening here. I think Dave is the only driver currently holding the position that he started in, at least for this point. And Glowstar has gained about 15 positions that he's up to there right now, so he's looking pretty good in there in P4. Sternface gained 12 running up in P1. He's still yet to make a stop there though, so is Glowstar. They still got to make a stop, and as well as I think Grieve there, he hasn't made a stop as yet. All he's done is done his drive-through penalty, so he's still going to have to take a pit stop to get rid of those tires as yet, so we're still waiting for that to happen. I'll see when he does decide to do it.
yeah, I feel sorry for Grafe as well. So he, last week, they're like
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him and see how it goes through for the rest of the race at least. So hopefully, I think I didn't really keep attention to much of it, but hopefully at the end of this lap we're going to be getting back to racing here. Since this is going to be, I think it's our third safety car, and maybe how much VSCs we have. I think we just had the 1 or 2 VSCs we had so far for minor incidents on track. Yeah, not too much. Definitely so. Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on him and see how he goes on that restart there. So we're going to sector 3 in just a bit, and hopefully we'll get a notification for his control to go back racing here if that safety car starts to go off in the distance. And yeah, we got Grimmy and Stormface out front. I think Grimmy is going to be keeping as close as he can to try maybe get up as close and maybe get an overtake done on the restart if it's possible. But Stormface is probably going to have a really good start as he gets around the final turn back onto the pit straight.
Yeah, it's all about the restart. Actually, brought everyone knackered a bit really, and got quite a big lead over the line. So let's see how
Yeah, just after this corner we should know. There we have it. Alright, so Sunface is going to hold everyone up for just a bit, and I think Grimmy's trying to keep as close as he can. He's not going to be caught napping on this one. I don't think he wants to. Yeah, he's definitely getting right up to the rear of Sternface's car right now. Request, on the other hand, he's just about close to a second behind. So not keeping as close as we have Sternface and Grimmy right now. So we're going to see how this restart is going to go. Hopefully no one getting hitting the car in front of them. I think Grimmy is trying to get alongside Sternface at the moment here. Yep, he is. Alright, so they're definitely off on it already. Of course, no overtaking until they get across the line, but yeah, they know that. Yeah, Grimmy's trying to keep as close as he can just to make sure that Sternface doesn't get away too well. Yeah, so both of them actually got away pretty well with the cross coming behind about a second behind. And Grimmy keep trying to keep. Yep, that is true. I'm trying to follow on with Diesel here right now in 8th. He's getting pretty close to S1R3, so they're in 7th. He's really trying to catch up and get by here at the moment. Alan takes a 3-second penalty there right now. Yeah, he was trying to go side to side with it, but unfortunately not able to pull that much. He's trying it again. He's really pushing for a gap to go on here. And he's already trying to take the inside and go through. And he does get it done. I think, yeah, that was actually pretty good. Not even a bit of contact between the two of them and getting that done. Yeah, so he's now going to work his way up to TFFLR in front of him. That's about a second and a half in front, and try to get up another position there if he can. Getting back Dave here in P5 right now. He's really trying to, oh, and he goes into the wall. He's out of the race. That might be another safety car we're looking at there, because he's stuck on the side of the track here right now. He was about to try and go for an overtake. Alright, so that's another safety car there. I'm losing track of how many we had so far in this race. It's absolutely being a horrible race for most of the drivers in the session. So that's about, let's see, how much of them are left? 13 drivers left in the race right now. I'm not sure. Yeah, we. I might actually see that. We're trying to have a look at him to see if he's going to be pitting on this lap here or not. It is quite a good opportunity to actually do it on this, okay, because he's done 16 laps on those tires already. I'm quite sure he's feeling them at the moment. I don't think those tires are going to go too well for another restart here. So yeah, just Sternface and Glovestar yet to make a pit stop. We're going to have to see maybe if they're probably going to do it on this occasion. I think it might be best for Sternface to actually get it done here rather than wait a bit more. I don't know if he's going to have to wait for, maybe hope for another safety car again when he's actually ready to get that pit stop done. I think everyone has just a 3-second penalty right now, except for Rabsy. He has about 6 seconds to work with. So it's going to cost him a bit maybe to the end of the race, but I think he's still pushing as hard as he can right now. Currently running 8th. And Diesel so far, he's gained the 12th position. He's going back into the pit. So quite a few pit stops happening on this safety car here. And Glovestar is in as well as Sternface there. So Requaz is taking over the lead for the moment at least, and TFFLR goes in second. That's going to put Exo up to third and Rabsy up to fourth now. So the entire grid is going to be changing around just a bit more. So I think between that 18 laps that we had in the race so far, probably about half of that maybe we've had racing at least so far, and the rest of it have been covered by safety cars and VSCs. So the first half of this race has not been going too great for most of our drivers here, with at least close to half our grid already being out, just about 13 drivers left in, and we're going to actually hope that everyone else is able to actually finish the race as they go through. I think it is a bit difficult for the drivers as well with this session compared to the Sunday night race with SNRC, because we do have, it is a 100% race, and then we have simulation damage, and we do have realistic car performances starting out for this. So maybe that is coming as a factor into what's happening in the session here as well, as the guys are trying to have this as more of a realistic session. Of course, drivers do have a bit of a difficult time with those settings working into the race as well.
Yeah.
And safety car is going to be in on this lap. So with just about, I guess about 70% of drivers left in the race, I think it's going to be a bit of a more spaced out track for the drivers to work with, not being a full 20 drivers in the grid situation. But we'll see how that goes, as we should get this restart going back here pretty soon. So it's going to be Requaz getting started for P1 here, and with TFFLR coming behind him. So let's see who's getting a better start on that. And then Requaz's teammate SX, so that he's running P3 at the moment. So TFFLR, he's stuck between two McLarens right now, and I don't feel like that's going to be too good of a position for him to be, and he might want to try to get out of that situation as fast as he can, as they're all keeping very close to each other going around that final turn and back onto the pit straight for the restart. So there we go. Let's see how well they do go through turn 1, as they're all pretty close together out front, at least what I'm seeing here. I don't think any contact so far. And Ramsey is going side by side with Exo right now, trying to go side by side, actually trying to take the inside. And now he has to just hold it on there in P4 for now. It was actually a pretty good move he was going for there, trying to get by. Oh, quite a few more penalties going out right now, so they're going to have to deal with that at the end of the race at least. So we're on lap 19 now and going. So gaps not getting too far out there. Most of these gaps are under a second, as we can see right now. Creamy, they're getting pretty close to stern face at the moment. And yeah, they have Jack in front of them as well. So a bit of a trend going on here, I would say, between Bored, Marcus, Jack, stern face, and Creamy as well, all going through. It does seem like everyone's getting through pretty well, though. We got a yellow flag in sectors 2 and 3 there. Mostly in sector 3, I think. Oh, so yeah, Dizzle went off a bit there, I think. I don't know if he had an issue with Grief or not, because both of them were pretty close together down at the back. Oh, and a Ferrari and a Racing Point have lost part of their front wings there. I think both of them are into the pits. That's Glovestar and Stormface right now. So a bit of... Yeah, we're about to get into the halfway point of this race here right now, but there's been so many things happening from the start coming to lap 20 right now, and at least by lap 22 then we can say we're at the halfway point, but still getting, let's see, following with Elso right now. He is in P3 getting very close to TFFLR. I'm just looking to see if he's going to find a gap to work with. Alan, they're getting very close to Grimmy there as well. Let's see what's happening down in the back. As he's working with a gap of at least half a second to try and catch up to get up to second here.
And who's tired? He's out of the race.
Yeah, I'm seeing him retired here as well, so I'm not sure what's happening on the back. Got Marcus getting very close to Boyd here, who's running in a fifth. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get by, but has a pretty close gap, and really trying to catch up as much as he can. He is running on the hard tires here as well, so let's see how well the tires actually work out for him. With Quaz out front, he has a gap of at least 1.5 seconds off of TFFLR, and he's trying to gain as much as possible, trying to keep him out of the RS range, just to keep himself at least, yeah.
Not close enough. Getting very close enough.
Might have a good go down the pit straight, maybe. Let's have a look. Definitely still chasing him down for that position. Now you got TFFL not too far out in front of that, and a bit of a battle going on behind of Rapsy there as well with Boyd and Marcus. They're still chasing each other around, so we'll see how that plays out. Now we got EXO about to go side by side with TFFLR, and does do so. So he seems he takes the outside and actually gets up into P2, puts him down to P3 now. I don't think he's be able to get her back, as he might have to just chase him around for a bit. Alright, so that's 2 overtake down on that portion of the track, which is pretty good for these guys. No contact between them so far. So he's going to try and catch it back as much as he can. I'm not sure. Grimmy is getting by up to 5th. So he's up in the 6th now. Bird is still chasing him down though. Not sure if he's able to get it back. Bird has actually gotten up pretty close, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get by. And Grimmy is a bit worried about getting past Marcus at the moment as well. Most of our gaps are starting to go away a bit. I think he ran out of straights to do that one. Just need a little bit more track. to probably would have gotten side by side and being able to get an overtake done. So you have to try that on another go. Maybe you have to keep a little bit closer to Exo if you can on the way all around the track back, and maybe hopefully on the pit straight or maybe on that same portion of the track and be able to attempt another overtake again. He's trying to keep it as close as he can, but he's starting to lose a few tenths as Exo is getting through. I guess he's some parts of the track, some sections of the track drivers are just better than others, so that's going to come into that as well to see who's going to be able to keep up with who. So but right now we got both McLarens out front leading this race, P1, P2, so they're doing pretty well going down, and we're going to see how that continues on for them.
Yeah.
I'm following on with him right now too. So that's going to be obviously out. That's putting a few drivers up a position there now. So we're getting to the point of losing at least half of our grid so far. That's actually a good point there right now, because I don't think we could deal with another one at this point in the race. That would have been a little bit too not far off from what we had the last one. So hopefully we get to continue on racing at least for now. 11 drivers remaining, not too bad still, and a bit of a gap between most of them. At least a second and over for a few guys, and I think yes, Grieve there just about 22 seconds behind Glowstar. That's the biggest gap we got at the moment to work with. So he's going to be battling out with Sternface and TFF Jack down at the back. Hopefully they are able to catch up to Glowstar. I'm not sure they're going to have to. They have a lot of time in the race to actually work and do that. Yeah, I'm following on board with him here right now as well to see if he's able to catch up with Marcus to get a gap on. Actually gotten pretty close, so might be able to try this. Marcus does seem to have a lot of straight line speed though, getting away on the straight, so I want to see how that works out for Grimmy here.
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting close enough on this occasion here. You're going to have to just hold it in P5 for now. And hopefully try on another lap again. I think most of our gaps are built up for just a bit, at least for now, until something else does happen and change that aspect in the race. So we're keeping an eye on Grimmy and Marcus at the moment still to see how they're getting through.
yeah, but it's supposed to back on track one and half is and everything. Only half is
I'm on board with Grimmy right now just to see, just to keep an eye on what's happening with him. Just trying to have a look if he's having a better exit off of these turns than Marcus is to try and keep up right now. I think it's the one thing he has to try and work with just to gain some time, at least gain a tenth or two before getting onto one of these straights again. I think he's just trying to follow the same line right now with Marcus and going around. And he does have that DRS. Yep. I think Marcus went onto the dirt just a bit before finishing that lap, so might have caused him to gain at least a few tenths. But let's see if that with the DRS advantage will give him a better gap to work with this time or not. I think he's maintained his gap of at least half a second going through all the time, and just he's trying to keep it to that as much as he can. He doesn't have any penalties, as he knows Marcus has a penalty to work with, so I think maybe he's counting on that advantage. If he has to go to the end of the race, if he's not able to get by, he's probably going to work with that and get through the rest of the race with that advantage there. Maybe to get up one position, maybe more, because he wouldn't know if TFFLR in front of Marcus has that penalty or not. I think his MFD might only tell him if Marcus has a penalty, which is probably he'll use that to try and find out what's happening out in front with him.
Yeah, and winning the race now. Can they get the game? When are they going to how far are they going to get the race on? So those
Yeah, so those top three, speaking about them, I think the three of them actually are going to be watching upon each other to see when the other car is going to be pitting, because I think that's going to be when they're actually deciding to pit or not. Because Exo, he might be watching on his teammate out in front, because they're not going to want to have both McLarens into the pits at the same time and double stacking that, because they're too close together. That's going to cause someone to lose time, which most likely is going to be on Exo there. He's going to lose a lot of time. They do decide to both pit at the same time here, so they're going to have to watch that. And then TFFLR at the back in P3, he's going to be keeping an eye on both McLarens out in front to see when they decide to pick up his stop, and maybe that's when he'll decide to do one, if he's deciding to do one or not. I'm not sure, because if they push on through, he might want to try and push his tires all the way through as well, because he's going to know that Exo is on the same strategy as himself right now, and might actually try to work the same strategy if he sees that McLaren pushing through with those mediums. I got Alan there, he's running on 8 laps on those mediums, so not too much life done on them so far, so he's probably going to be able to go to the end with those tires. We'll see how that works out for him as he continues to go on through though.
And
let's see what strategy he's probably working with here at the moment. And he's going to answer a set of softs now, so he's probably working towards something there, because he's coming out probably going to be in 8th or 9th, maybe when he gets out. I'm not sure yet. We're having a look at that, as he has the Zaf Grief coming just behind him. So those softs are going to allow him to actually catch up back to the rest of the grid a bit, with about 16 seconds behind him and close star now.
Yeah, but
we can keep challenging him for that position, and let's see how that's going to work out.
that Jeff Mellon that's the lead.
Alright, so we're going to see how this changes the race up now. Cross takes over the lead. He still probably might have to take a stop though, because 19 laps on those tires. His teammate is pitted, so he's going to have to pit on the next lap if he wants to actually do that. So hopefully he has a good lap getting into the pits, to try and keep out in front. Has Marcus about 8.8 seconds behind. And Grimmy just about another 1.7 seconds. So let's see if he's able to work with that and keep the lead of the race when he does get around back and does his pit stop. Because his teammate is going to get back out there in 7th. I think he just got out in. And TFFLR is in 6th there right now.
Yeah, and Mark still has how far
I'm quite sure Marcus knows about those tires and across his car, so he's gonna push as much as he can for that, and yes, try to see if he's gonna be doing a pit stop. Hopefully he gets to take over back. The lead of the race is what he's counting on right now, as we're on lap 28 and going at the moment. I'm about to go into lap 29 soon.
might have to stop again on those off.
Alright, I'm trying to go back down to TFFLR to see where he is on the grid right now. We're having a look at everyone as they get back on the pit and see where they place back. So Grimmy is currently in 3rd, Allen now 4th, Glowstar in 5th, TFFLR in 6th, Exona running 7th with Board behind him, and Grief running in 9th. Stormfish is currently running 10th, and TFF Jack is running 11th, about 28 seconds behind. I got TFFLR getting very close behind Glowstar right now. He might be trying to get by up into P5 if he's able to. It had almost a bit of contact between the two of them getting around turn 1, and I think TFFLR might have a good run on him on this straight going through, especially with DRS advantage. This might actually cut it a bit close. I don't know if TFFLR is going to get a good go at him. Does actually push it, and they go side by side through that turn. He gets by up into P5. That's Glowstar down to P6 now. That's actually a pretty good overtake done. I was honestly hoping they had no contact with that, but I thought TFFLR might have held back for just a bit as he was cutting it a bit close, getting to the end of the straight before actually attempting that overtake. But he did do it on the outside and got it done pretty cleanly. So Glowstar is down to 6. He's losing some time. TFFLR is actually gaining time on him right now, and he has about 10 seconds to gain to catch up to Allen in P4, and he's actually gained about a few tenths already and dropping that down.
He certainly could, I reckon, start to close that gap.
Yes, I think the good point right now is that we're not having any more safety cars or PSCs, and I think we're going to continue that way through the end of the race with 11 drivers remaining here. They got a bit of space between most of them, a few close gaps which we're watching right now between Glowstar and EXO there, and then we got Bird and Grief as well. We're trying to keep an eye on front to see if our race leaders are getting close to each other or not, because we got Request still on 21 laps on those mediums right now. I don't think it's going to be able to push it all the way to the end of the race, honestly. I think those tires are going to give up by the time he gets to maybe lap 38 if he tries to push them. But we'll see how well he's able to actually manage them. He has about 8 seconds of a gap to work with. He's definitely going to be losing a few positions if he does decide to take that pit stop, but that's going to be on him right now. We got EXO getting very, very close to Glowstar right now to try and take away P6, and easily goes by on the outside, and that's putting Glowstar down to 7th now. Gonna have to just keep it there at this moment, for he knows that EXO's on those much faster, softer tires, and then they're much newer, and his mediums, which are 11 laps old as well. So I don't think it was actually worth it for him to actually really fight it to keep that position there, because he knows EXO would have come back at him in a few laps time at least to try and get that position away.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Lord Rick has started one lap. it.
I think it is possible as well because he does have some time to work with, which means he can actually take it a bit easy on those tires, especially through some of these turns, just to make sure that they don't wear away as fast as usually they would, and maybe try to push them to the end. But he will definitely have some difficulty with them coming down to the last few laps. I think the last 4 laps at least. I think after lap 38, 39, he's definitely going to be feeling a lot of wear on those tires, but it might be possible for him to still push, especially once those tires don't reach 100% and give away on him. He should be okay to go, but he's going to have to watch, keep a close eye on tire temps, and especially how those tires are actually running by the time they get to lap 40. So we'll keep an eye on him to see how he's going with that, if he's losing time to Marcus or not.
Yeah, and I reckon yeah, because quite a lot more. Right, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah, I'm following agreement here right now to see what's happening because those tires are really working well for him. He's definitely getting by up to 6 now already, and going to be getting after EXO there. He's just about 5 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and behind
Unfortunate to see that. No, I'm trying to have a look at that right now. I think that's been cleared away. I think we're good to go. I think he probably was off at the side of the track, so we're not in the way of racing, so I think we should be fine. That's yeah, the track has been cleared. We're back green and going again. Green with another 3-second penalty here, though, and he's running pretty well. Was doing a purple set 3 as he went through for a second there. But I'm going to have to be careful about the penalties, but I think he's pushing pretty hard to catch up to TFFLR in front of him, who's about 4.5 seconds now. So he's really working to try and get up as much positions as he can because he knows he has penalties to work with, and he knows cars in front of him has penalties as well. So I guess he's trying to take advantage of much as he can of these tires and push to the end of the race with them, because not too far more for him to actually go here now. Just about at least 12 and a half laps left in the race at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to be trying to do. This will be 2 points for him in the race with that there. But yeah, just still keeping an eye on requires out front in P1. Still holding on. I have tires shown on my screen over here, so I'm just keeping an eye on how much he's actually pushing on these tires right now. That's 24 laps done so far. And yeah, he's still going strong on them because that gap is still 8.6 seconds. He's actually gained a tenth of our Marquez right now because he hasn't dropped below 8.4 seconds since we've had him about 22 laps on those tires, and it's another 2 laps ahead already, and he's still keeping that gap constant, which means those tires are actually working pretty well for him. We're just going to keep an eye and see when the gap starts to drop. I think that's when we're really going to see him start to struggle with the tires, and it's going to be, I think he's actually calculated in his head that, you know what, if the gap starts to go, he's going to watch how fast it actually starts to go, and maybe then decide to do emergency stop if he has to with it, or maybe just still push it to the end and hopefully not lose more than 1 position here, because he has Marquez only 8.2 seconds. Actually, gap is starting to go a bit now as I'm talking about it. Still between 8 to 8.3 seconds is where he is at right now. Because if he does lose that gap and gets Marquez goes by, he has Allen another 8 to 9 seconds behind of him. So hopefully he's only going to fall along into second place. That's I think what he's going to be working towards here at the moment. Actually, I'm going to have a look at what penalties are like here It's 3 seconds for requires, 3 seconds for Marcus, but Allen has 6 seconds of penalties, which will work well for requires even if he does fall down to second place here at this point.
Yeah, I'm just, I'll bring on board with the last 3 quarters of the lap. He really, I think, yeah, I watched him really, he's not looking after, that's no pass. Marcus is actually pity.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that here right now. He might be going onto the softs as well. I think he. I think he's gonna come out in front of Glovestar. Let's see how that works out for him here. Yep. I'm not sure why he stopped as well. He has a 17 seconds. Yeah, that's quite a lead he has there now. Yeah, we get Bird just went up a position on Gloucester there, so he's up into 8th position. Gloucester down to 9th now, and he's trying to work his way up on those soft tires as well. So quite a few cars went onto the soft tires, and they're really trying to change the strategy up just a bit there. I'm not sure why Marcus chose to take that pit stop or not. Maybe I'm not sure if that is on his end. Maybe just trying to get the fastest lap in as well, and see how many positions he would have fallen down. I'm not sure, and yeah, but. Requires out front, yeah, that's 17 seconds gap. That's definitely more than enough for him to work with. We got just about 10 laps remaining in the race, so he might actually be able to push on through with that. But with that amount of gap, I think even if he does take a pit stop, he stands a pretty good chance of still getting pole position on the race finish, because those soft tires are really going to work for him getting back up. And I think the worst that's going to be possibly happen, he's going to come out behind, maybe EXO behind TFF LR. I'm not sure. But it will be something for him to work through and maybe get the worst. Probably what happen is get second in the race. I'm not sure, but he's going to have to see what he's willing to take a chance with here right now. It is possible. So let's see how this actually works out, because that gap of 17.5 seconds is actually still maintained quite constant at the moment, at least for now going through. So we're going to see when that starts to drop on requires there as well. And yeah, so actually quite a bit of a gap for him to work with. So hopefully he takes that into consideration and works it well through to win the race still. And then you got we got his teammate there, who EXO is running in 3rd place and has absolutely no penalties, only 1.1 seconds behind Allen. So he's looking good actually to take over P2 by the end of the race with the penalty that Allen has. So it's going to be a 1-2 finish for them if they actually keep this up. I think Prix just got up a position. Oh, someone spun around, I think. That's Marcu. Something happened in the back and he spun around somewhere. I think he probably took some damage. No, he didn't take any damage off of that. He just spun around. Maybe lost it off of one of the curbs. I'm not sure. But he's still going back now in 9th and going now. So that's going to cost him actually a bit there. Maybe cold tires. I'm not sure. I'm getting back up to EXO, who is just about half a second now behind Allen. And Allen's tire is about 18 laps old, and he is coming under pressure now because he's about to lose P2 if he's not careful here. Trying to keep an eye and see if EXO is about to get close enough to get by into second. Doesn't have anyone behind him to really worry about, so yeah, might actually get this done. even if not on this lap, maybe in the next 2 or 3 laps time, because he does have to just keep it there for now. It didn't get enough room to get by. And Grimmy's actually getting pretty close to TFFLR as well. Yes, we're still following with SNRC EXO as he's still trying to get by Alan for P2. But either way, he's going to get second with the gap that he has. And we know Alan has that penalty to deal with. Requires definitely to be finishing on pole if he is able to make it to the end of the race with the tires as they are. Because they're going to have to do over 30 laps to actually make it to the end. And he seems to be doing a pretty good job of maintaining the lifespan on those tires right now. Hasn't seemed to have lost any time on them. Maybe about 2/10 only lost so far, as EXO still trying to look for a good gap to go on. And he might actually take this either the outside or the inside, and actually no, he keeps it there for now. But I think he's going to be pretty close by to get overtake done coming into the next section of the track. And does have that DRS advantage to work with. Yeah, Marcus did have a spin. He did have a spin and fell down into 9th with that spin. But yeah, he didn't take any damage off of the spin, fortunate for him. So he's still going with that.
I think this could be it for Rex, though.
Yeah.
He's going to get the DRS.
And definitely going to go side by side. I think he has the inside, so he's going to go through, yeah. And it looks like they might be finishing that way, especially with EXO not having a penalty there, because Alan does have that penalty, and even if he does get by, I think EXO is trying to keep a gap as close as he can just to make sure that does finish P1, P2 for the McLarens there. But yeah, he's still gotten by, and he's up into P2 now. He seems to be gaining a few tenths already off of Alan, who's already down to P3, and Grimmy another 4.3 seconds behind, so maybe he might be able to catch up, I'm not sure, because we're coming very close to the end of the race pretty soon with just about maybe 7.5 laps left to go. And Marcus gets a 3-second penalty down in the back there. Gloucester has no penalty, so he might be getting a free position up at the end of the race.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, he's catching much fresher tyres.
Oh, someone's off. Yeah, someone did it earlier. I'm hoping that's not. Fortunately for us, it's not another safety car or a VSC. We're still racing and we're still going good, going down to the end. So I think we should make it to the end of the race without having another incident happen, hopefully here. Yeah, so still, let's see who's close by. Alan's still about under a second behind. We got TFFLR still chasing down Grimmy here, though, trying to get up into P4 if he's able to. Not sure yet. There's still a pretty close gap between the two of them and going. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think that is quite possible between the two of them. Because, but let's see how that goes through. Because I'm not sure how much is requires actually going to fight him if he actually does try to get by. But he knows he has a penalty, and if it's his teammate coming by, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't let him go. Because he does know you have the penalty. If your teammate is right behind you, then definitely they're gonna be finishing on pole either way because of that penalty that you have. So let's see how well these two actually work this out when it comes to the end, because I think it's going to be pretty close between the two of them for a pole position on this race. Because all EXO has to do is to get 3 seconds, within 3 seconds of requires, and he's definitely getting pole position here. Definitely will, but I think it's going to come on close. Let's see how it goes, because they're already under 14 seconds and going down now. And just about 5.5 laps left. Oh, so that's going to change things up a bit. So it's going to be a fight for the race finish here now between the two of them. Definitely, even though they're teammates, I think EXO is going to have to get past him to get that win now. And I don't think Requires is going to make it as easy as possibly he can on him, because even though with 30-something laps on those tires, he's still going to push for a race win, because I don't think he fought it this hard with those tires to settle for a second place right now. Yeah. So definitely that gap is going down as we speak. As every lap we go through, every sector we go through on the track, the gap is going down. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them, because it's going to be pretty close getting down to the end of the race between Requires and EXO there for the race win here. And it's going to be a bit exciting to watch to see, even though they're teammates. We always know, even though they're teammates, they're still going to be racing each other for points here. So let's see how well EXO is able to catch up, if he's able to get by or not. Let's switch to him in a bit and get close to the end of the race. I'm following right now with Grimmy right now. Still under a second. His gap is on Alan. He's trying to catch up to get by at the moment. Yeah, he's Yeah, definitely trying to stay on this battle between Alan and Grimmy right now. Really want to see what's going to happen here. Grimmy looks like he has the pace to get by. Definitely on faster with those tires as well. So just looking for a clean gap to go on and work with here right now. I don't think he's... Yep. So he has to do that for at least 3 more laps, at least to keep it there in P3. And let's see if he's going to be able to do that. Not going to be... Oh, he got him in the dirt just a bit and lost a few tenths. And Grimmy was almost about to go and get by, but just held back a bit there. Didn't want to take a risk, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think he's looking for a very safe opportunity to get by Alan here right now. Doesn't want to risk it and lose out on P4, because he's pretty high up already. And he does have TFFLR coming just behind him, so I think it's what he's looking on as well before he actually does try and get his overtake done. Because if he does make a mistake, he could be losing a position instead of trying to gain one here.
Really very well. Alan really defending.
Yeah.
Alan nice mate on the break, leaves the space, and for TFS now.
And let's see if he's going to have it on the run down here now. I'm not sure, because he's keeping this as close as he can on this occasion going. So hopefully when he gets up on that straight, that DRC is going to help him at this point. But he does have TFFLR come behind. Oh, and there goes Grimmy. Going to keep an eye on that as it goes, yeah. That was a pretty good overtake though, getting it done before, and we're on 42 right now. Requires an EXO out front. Gap is about 8 seconds still running between the two of them, and just about 2 laps more for EXO to try and do this. He's going to have to gain a lot of time on each lap here if he's going to have to try and overtake or not. Or maybe hope that Requires starts to give up, and maybe that's how he's going to gain some time quickly, or if he makes a mistake or has a spin out front. But then I'm not sure how that's going to work, because Requires seems to be going pretty well and keeping on through. I'm going to put penalties up on my screen as well, so we're going to see how that's going to be working out. TFFLR has 12 seconds. Oh, and that was actually so close between the two of them. I was actually pretty close. I honestly thought there would have been some sort of incident between the two of them with the way he pulled away so quickly behind. Yeah, but still everyone got through pretty well. But Grimmy got it back up to P3. Alan still just behind under a second, still keeping the gap as it is. And I think it's going to be difficult for Grimmy to try and get a gap going. Out front, we got a gap of 6.2 seconds between our two leaders there, Requires and EXO. They're still going. I'm not sure how close that's going to come down to it, but it's going to come down pretty close down to the end of the race, at least on lap 44 when we get there. Which I think we're about to get there pretty soon, just in about half a lap's time, part of a lap actually, because we got Requires about to go around the final chicane there to get on the final lap. So let's see how that works out for the two of them. TFFLR is still trying to get as close as he can to his teammate there to try and get by. And that gap out front definitely is breaking down as we're going on this final lap of the Belgium Grand Prix here right now. So yeah, a lot to look at the moment. We're still trying to follow with Grimmy, Allen and TFFLR in the midfield, and then with Requires and EXO out front there as well, to see how that gap is working to break down between the two of them. But I don't think that's going to go anywhere, and I don't think I think Allen is going to keep his gap close as he can. I don't think Grimmy is going to be able to get a gap of over 3 seconds with just 1 lap remaining here right now. It's going to be very difficult to actually get that done. And TFFLR gets another penalty. That's 15 seconds of penalties for him right now. So a lot of penalty for him to work with. And he's still fighting it. Yeah, he's still fighting it to get by up into P4 on his teammate here right now. Of course, Allen gets through pretty well. Yeah, but it's coming down pretty close between Requas and EXO out in front, who is still just about 3.8 seconds between each other. That's a gap. And I don't think it's going to get down to a point where EXO might be able to get by, because just about one sector left to go on track for the two of them. And gap are starting to build just a bit between Allen and Grimmy, but I don't think it's going to get to the point where it needed at the moment. I'm switching on to Requas right now to have a look at him go across the line, and he definitely will be taking pole position for this race. Has just one turn left to go, and that's it for him. On the pit straight he goes. So ran a pretty good race today. And that's him finishing on pole, goes across the line for P1. EXO comes across his teammate there for P2. And I think between Grimmy and Allen, we're going to have a switch. It's going to be Allen in P3, and Grimmy is going to be finishing in P4. Of course, they go across the line in a switch from that. Yeah, so there we have it. Allen in P3, Grimmy takes P4, and I got TFFL takes P5 there. And let's see, Boyd is coming around. He has for 9 seconds of penalties, goes across for 6. And then Marcus coming around for 7th. And then we got Sternface and Glovestar. I think Glovestar will be taking away 8th position. And Sternface should be able to finish in 9th, yeah, because those penalties will switch him around. All right, I think that's it for the Belgian Grand Prix. Yeah. And Gloucester got driver of the day there, so most of the things done, I guess, for him. Great racing by everyone again for the race. So let's see final positions as they stand. All right, so that's 2 McLarens and 1 Williams on the podium. Not too bad of a race.
Yeah, great result for them.
Yeah, so there we have who got fastest lap. So Sternface got the fastest lap in the race, and we got Requas taking pole. His teammate EXO takes 2nd, Allen takes 3rd, Grimmy takes 4th, TFFLR takes 5th, Bird takes 6th, Marcus goes 7th, Glovestar in 8th, and Sternface there in 9th. Everyone else who did not get the finish, it was Grief there for 10th, Jack in 11th, Rapsy in 12th, Dizzle 13th, Dave 14th, Smitty 15th, Loves a Good Lunch in 16th, Mini Smoke in 17th, Wilco 18th, Briefing Count 19th, and Nord in 20th. Yeah, so still a great race throughout for the whole session. Quite a number of safety cars and VSCs for at least the first half of the race. I think the second half of the race went a lot better in terms of avoiding those incidents happening, but overall I think it was a great race from everyone. So at least, gotta say, a lot of good results, a lot of good points there for McLaren as well. And both Williams finishing high up in the points. We got Williams in 3rd and 1 in 5th, so not too bad for them. And yeah, I think we got both Mercedes out of the points on this one. I'm not sure, but yeah, still a really good race. And yeah, it was a lot of fun doing commentary for this one with you, Matt. So we'll look forward again to next week for round 4. We're going to see how that race goes then.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Alright, so I'll see you guys then for the next race. Again, we're going to end up the stream here right now, so thank you guys for joining on to us.